Hey guys, it's Caché. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about some of my curly hair styling do's and don'ts. I wanted to make some tips that I haven't seen too much of. Of course, a lot of these tips circulate a lot in the natural hair community, but I try to use some that I thought a lot of people might not know about, especially if they're just starting their journey. Now, I think this could be really helpful if you are, for some reason, your wash and goes are not working and you feel like you're not getting enough volume or you're getting too much frizz. You might be making some of these mistakes, and here is how you switch them out. So for don't number one, do not use a towel to dry your hair. I don't know, this is actually kind of a basic one, but I know a lot of people don't know this. Do not towel dry your hair. Towels have those little fibers that will stick onto your hair, stick onto your split ends, and just pull on. And you don't need that. That will promote breakage. You don't need any breakage when it comes to curly hair. You don't need too much water sucked out of your hair. Instead, do dry your hair with a t-shirt or a microfiber towel. These don't have those extra fibers and they won't yank your hair, and they will just get the excess moisture without over drying your hair. So please make that switch if you haven't already. Next don't is do not dry your hair in an upright or frigid standing position. Now this was kind of confusing, but what I mean is when you're drying your hair or when you're finished styling your hair, you have it parted whichever way you usually wear it. So instead of just drying your hair in the same position that you have it styled and have that locked in all day, maybe add a little bit of flipping to one side or in others, just so you're getting more lifting at your roots. If you don't do this, your hair will be kind of limp and not have a lot of volume because it's drying flat. Don't let your hair dry flat. If you can, go upside down. Usually when I'm drying my hair, I go on the edge of my bed and have my hair sitting over. If you don't have that time, that's okay. But if you're diffusing your hair also, do it upside down. Switch on one side, switch on another, but do not dry your hair sitting upright. Don't do it. Unless, of course, you have no other choice, but don't do it otherwise. Next don't is to not overload your hair with product. Now, you know your hair better than anybody else. If your hair is a little bit finer, don't use too much products. Like, try out little by little and just see what works for you. A lot of the time I hear about people saying that they've added too much product and their hair looks greasy or feels greasy. Of course, this is not a huge problem for girls with thicker hair and tighter hair textures, but if your hair does not fit in one of these groups, you might be using too much product, and that's why your hair is looking limp and your wash and goes are not thriving. So don't use too much product. But saying that, please do experiment with a lot of different products. If you've been trying the same products for about a year and it's just not performing the way it needs to, or if it previously did perform the way it needed to and now it's not, it might be time to switch out that product. Your hair may have gotten used to that product already. So it's time to try new things. I love trying new products. I still try new products. I'm like 4 years in being completely natural, and yeah, I still try out new products just to see what my hair responds best to, what combinations my hair responds best to. Do not sell yourself short. Please try as many products as you want, as many as you can afford, and if it doesn't work for you, of course, return it, but be open. So my next don't is do not touch your hair while it's drying. Do not do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. If your hair is wet and you're done styling, your job is done for right now. You have to wait until it's dry until you decide to touch it again. Because if you don't, it will get frizzy. You're gonna separate all of the beautiful curls that you created, all the beautiful coils that you created while you were defining it. So don't touch it. Just leave it alone. Let it do its thing. Trust it. Or if you're diffusing, diffuse it. Then, after it's dry, do what you want, but until it's dry, don't touch it too much. Yeah, that is a big no-no. Do not touch your hair while it's drying. But you should, once your hair is dry, scrunch it. Please scrunch your hair. I don't know if you're using products that have gels and things like that, but since I do, I know that I have sometimes like a gel casting where my hair feels a little bit hard. If you notice that your hair feels hard after you finish your wash and go, this probably is gonna be really helpful for you. Something I personally didn't know when I first became a natural. But when my hair is completely dry and it's in its untouched state, I know that I need to scrunch my hair in order to soften it up, loosen up the curls a little bit, but since it is dry, it's not going to add any extra frizz or anything. How I do this is I flip my hair upside down and then scrunch towards my root. This also goes into the whole volume thing where you want to have extra volume. Scrunch your hair upside down and then flip it up and you'll see the huge difference that it makes. So my final curly hair don't is do not, and I repeat, do not sleep with your hair out. Please don't do this. All of the beautiful curls that you created during the day will be gone. Not only that, you will get some knots and some tangles and some dryness from your pillows. It's not gonna look good. Please don't ever sleep with your hair out. It's gonna be so unmanageable in the morning. If you can do this safely, I envy you, but personally I can't, and I know a lot of people who cannot sleep with their hair out. But you should sleep with your hair in a pineapple. This is kind of like a pineapple. I would sleep with my hair like this, but also with bonnet on, sleep with bonnet, a silk bonnet, or sleep with a satin pillowcase. Finally got my satin pillowcases in, and I've been sleeping real freely without my bonnet and just my satin pillowcase. But please be sure to include one of these in your nighttime routines. That's 8 hours of no protection for your hair, so do what you can to make sure that it's safe. All right, y'all, so those were my curly hair styling do's and don'ts. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!